Hello and welcome to Cookbarn Live, coming to you from a beautifully warm Somerset. My name is Rich Brown, and every Wednesday night at 8 o'clock I invite a smorgasbord of cooks, chefs and others for an hour of drinking, chatting, cooking and other things. Today you might see I've got the beard and I've got the flowery shirt. So today is an unusual day. Today Rich Brown is cooking vegetarian. Let's go to the kitchen and see what we're doing. Come on. So, vegetarianism, what's all that about? Well, the idea is you don't eat any meat. We do it a couple of times a week in our house, just for health reasons, and we aim to cook things that are just as nice as meat, and that's what we're going to try and do today. We've got a really, really good menu going up. Shall we have a look at the menu, Kath? So today we're going to be doing stuffed bell peppers, and we're not just going to be doing your usual stuffed bell peppers. One of the problems I have with stuffed bell peppers is what you end up with is a sort of a mix, a mush of sort of vegetables in that pepper. It's not very, very nice. We're going to do something a little bit different. We're going to be making some corn fritters, some American corn fritters. I've got Jeannie, my American mother-in-law, who's given me some nice recipes for that. We've got an avocado and chili salsa. That's purely for Oscar because he loves a big, nice avocado. And we're going to be doing that for him because he's going to be eating this a bit later. And then we're going to finish it off with some spicy potato wedges because we need to get a little bit of carbohydrates into the meal. Carbohydrates, is that right? It is right, isn't it? Yeah, yeah. So, shall we start? Let's get rid of the menu. And we'll have a slug of the older Gordon's first. So, peppers. Got myself 3 bell peppers here. So what we're going to be doing, I'm going to move over here now, we're going to be cutting these in half. Now, a lot of people will cut these down the centre. Don't really like that. I like them being cut sort of, you know, in half properly. So we're going to do that. We've got Louis' sharp knife. So we're going to cut through these. We're going to try and get them so they've got some nice openings, and then we're going to get rid of the bits inside them. Hi to Soph, Soph's watching. I think Marcus is watching as well, and I think Darren's watching, so hi to you lot. So we've got our 3 peppers. Let's get a little spoon out, and what we want to do is we want to just try and get some of the, you're going to have to cut this. This is a little bit fiddly. I was going to do this prior to the show, but let's do it now. Now what we're going to be doing is we're going to be roasting these up in the oven. Let's get a knife on that. We're going to be roasting these up in the oven first. And then we're going to be filling them with our nice mix that we're going to put inside this. Let's get that cut out. So we're going to put these in the oven. I've got the oven on already. I must warn you as well, we do have a minor problem, which I think is a nationwide problem, is our gas is run from butano, from butane gas, and it seems to be that we've run out of it in the UK. So, right, going to tap these out. Don't really want many seeds in them, and that's just creating a massive mess now, which I'm going to have to clean up. But I shall do that in a minute. And what I'm going to do is get myself a little pan, and I'm going to put these peppers into the pan. Let's put them in a different little order, shall we? Like that. There we go. I'm going to put these in. I'm going to just put a little drop. Oh, sorry. I'm going to put a little drop of olive oil in the bottom, just so they're not going to burn too much. And we're going to pop those into an oven. That's about a 180-degree oven. I'm going to pop these into the oven for about 20 minutes. Right, I'm going to do a little bit of clearing up. Little tip here, actually. If you want to clear your board, just scrape it with your knife. There we go. Right, what are we going to fill this with? I hear you all asking. Let's get our saucepan out. So traditionally, let's get that back. Traditionally, what you would do is you would fill this with rice and other nice bits and bobs. We're going to do the same thing. We're going to cook our rice the way we always cook it, with butter, and that's going to allow us to cook a load of other things in there first. So let's get this on. So we've got our, which we always use, our buttery ghee. There we go. No, that way. Buttery ghee. We're going to put some of that in. Now I'm going to put a little bit more than usual in. I'm going to put a good old couple of, because I'm going to be frying some stuff up with this. Now let's hope that we've got some gas. and that it lasts. If it doesn't, we do have a little bit of a thing that we can do, which does involve a camping gas stove, which will be hilarious. All right, let's have a gin and tonic. So what we're going to put in this. So to begin with, we're going to put some red onions. So I've got some lovely red onions here, which I've chopped up beforehand. We're going to put a handful of those in. Now we've got some green chilies. Shall we show you those as well? Chopped all this up already. Green chilies, we're going to put those in, just a little handful. Tiny little handful of red chilies, because they are quite strong. What else have we got? Oh, bit of lazy garlic. So we're going to put we're going to crack a spoonful of that in there as well. And we're going to give all that a little mix round. Now what we want to do is we just want to get this frying away. What else are we going to put in there? Oh, we're going to put some mushrooms and some onions in it. So let's get let's come over here. Let's get a little spring onion. Chop that up. Now really, this is the sort of dish that you can really put anything in. You don't have to follow what I'm doing. Anything you've got. If you like Asian food, you might have some pad choy in the fridge. What else are we going to put in? Oh, some mushrooms. Got a couple of these rather nice mushrooms. These are the chestnut mushrooms, the brown ones. We have washed these up, so just chop those down. Now, one of the things I don't like about stuffed mushrooms is the fact that they are they're a little bit stodgy sometimes. So what we're going to try and do is try and put some bits and bobs in there. That's not going to make it stodgy, but we do want the flavour as well. So mushrooms have gone in. All right, let's put that away. Let's put that away. With all this lovely stuff cooking, and what we're now going to do is we're going to put a cupful. So we've got a measured cup there of not balsamic vinegar, of rice. So we're going to put that in and we're going to stir that through. So we're going to keep that going. Now we need a couple of glasses of water. Let's go over here. I'm going to put some water. We're not going to put some water in this quite yet, but I'm going to just get it going. Going to have that there. Time for another gin and tonic. Cheers. I think Darren's watching as well, so hi to Darren and Louise. When are you coming down, guys? Let's give this a stir around. Now, the other thing I'm going to do with this is that normally we put water in, which we're going to be doing. I want this to be a really, really nice flavour, so I'm going to be putting some, and it's a vegetarian meal after all, so we're going to be putting some vegetarian stock into this, making this really, really, really lovely. I hope. We're then going to put some cheese in it. We're going to stir some ricotta into it when it's cooked. I'm going to be putting some peas and some chickpeas into it, just to give us a bit of a bite. Now, what you might need to do, I'm going to have to turn this down a tad. We might have to put a little bit more butter in that. All that's going to do is make it taste nicer. So, give you a bit of a heart attack, possibly. Yeah, there we go. So we're going to put that in there. Now I'm going to put a little spoonful of my coriander in there as well, that I chopped up earlier. I'm chopping this stuff up now because I really don't think you want to be, you don't want to be watching me chop things up. Let's have a check our peppers. Peppers are doing all right. The reason I'm putting these in the oven is because there's two ways of doing this. You can either get your peppers, you can stuff them, put the whole thing in the oven and for 20 minutes, 30 minutes, and job will be a good one. I want some texture in all this, so I want my peppers to have a bit of a bite to them. You know, with peppers, the skin of the peppers is quite tough sometimes. So this is why we're putting them in the oven now, because this will soften it all down. And that's going well. I'm going to turn this down a little tad. Right, let's start on something else. Let's start on our sweet corn fritters. Let's just hope we've still got gas. We're doing well. So we're gonna. So I've got a bowl of now literally I've just taken this out the freezer. This is a bowl of sweet corn. It's taken it out of the freezer. I haven't cooked it, and this is going to go into a bowl. All right, and we're going to add some other bits and bobs to this. So we're going to first of all add some red chilies. So I've got some cut up red chilies. I haven't really cut them up enough because these are quite hot. So let's just chop through those a little bit and get these a little bit smaller. Okay. So we've got our sweet corn. We've got some red chilies. Okay. Now we're going to put some onions in this. So we've got a handful of red onions. We're going to put just burnt myself. We're going to put a big old handful of coriander. You're going to have to help me, Kath, because I just burnt myself. Yeah, I'm okay. But no, I'm good. I'm good. And then we're going to put some strange ingredients in this. I'm just going to clear up my little mess a minute without burning myself. Don't know if I can do that. There we go. It's not too bad. All right. And into our rice, we're going to put a little bit of tomato, and we're going to put a little bit of tomato into this. Only a tiny bit. A little bit of tomato into that. Right. We've then got some. Let's get a stirrer. We've then got some strange ingredients going into this. So I'm going to mix this round. That does look really. I mean, you could just serve that like that as a salsa. So what we're going to be putting in this, we're going to be putting, first of all, I'm going to be putting in a teaspoon of baking powder. Okay, what is baking powder? I hear you all asking yourself. Well, baking powder is a leavening agent. Basically what that means, I'm going to put like about half a teaspoon, something like that. What this basically does, it sort of puffs up your cooking. So if you're baking, for example, it's a great thing to use. We're going to be putting a little bit of sugar in this. So again, just like a little handful of sugar. We're going to get our salt and pepper out. And we're going to be putting a little bit of salt. And we're going to be putting a good old smidge of pepper in that. Right, I'm now going to take 2 minutes and we're going to have a look at our rice, because our rice now is looking good. So let's get some. Let's get the heat up on that. There we go. And then we're going to start. Now I've got some of these Knorr stock cubes. These are vegetable stock cubes from Knorr. I'm going to use how many of these should I use? Just one, Kath's saying. Okay. I can't get it open. Let's break this open. Now normally you just put water in this and it would be perfectly nice. We're going to put a stock cube in there. We're going to try and put a stock cube in there, and it should be a little bit nicer. So we've got a stock cube going in there. Now we're going to put 1 glass of water. I'm going to go over here. And we're going to put another glass of water. So as you know, 1 cup of rice equals 2 cups of water. And into that, we're going to get rid of some of this water in here. I've got some lovely chickpeas. So we're going to put a few of these chickpeas in. I've got some normal peas. I'm going to put those in as well. Get rid of some of this stuff. Haven't cooked the peas now. They've just come straight out of the freezer. And I'm just going to give that a stir around. And we're going to leave that now. So let's get on with our... So if you remember, we've put so far the corn, we've put some chilli in here, we've put some red pepper, we've put some coriander, and we've put a teaspoon of baking powder. So now what we need to do is we need a couple of eggs. So we'll get ourselves a couple of eggs. Let's open this up ready. 1 egg. 2 eggs. Let's give that a stir round. So we're now getting a little bit on the liquidy side with these eggs. Oh, it does look nice, doesn't it? Now, I'm going to put the eggs over here. I'm just going to go to the fridge a minute. We're going to get some cream out. I've only got a tad of cream left, so I hope it's going to be all right. Let's put that in. Right, that's the cream in. We can get rid of that. Let's give that a stir around. It is looking good. Right, now what we need to do is dry this mixture out a little bit, and the way we're going to do that is with some flour. So I've got some very strong white flour. I'm going to get a little sieve out. My little siever's been pinched, so we're using the big sieve. Is it in the drawer, is it, Kath? Many people ask me, who am I talking to? Well, I've got Kath, who's out in the gallery, who's in my ear, mostly taking the piss, mostly like yappering in my ear, but also giving me some good advice as well, and obviously cutting all the shots. So I've got a spoonful of flour going in there. Now, as you know, as I've always said, with baking's got to be precise. Cooking has just got to be like creative. So I don't know how much I'm putting in there. I'm putting in like 2 teaspoons, and I'm just going to give this a stir around, and we're going to see what it looks like. You know, I'm after a sort of, you know, something I can pick up. See, that's a little bit too runny still. So let's get another spoon in there. Let's see how that is. No special flour, Kath. This is just a strong white flour. Because I've put the baking powder in there. What baking powder does is it makes your baking things a little bit lighter. So, hey George, loving the show. Thanks very much for joining us. Paul. We know who Paul is. Paul's our cousin. He is, yeah. There we go. Got no music tonight, Paul, I'm afraid. But Dad will be back by popular request. So there we go. We've got a sort of batter going on there. That's looking good. Liking that. Right, let's put some things away. We're going to cook those up in a minute. Let's put this flour away. So I can wash my hands. Good idea, Kath. Let's go and wash my hands. Right, how are our peppers doing? They're doing well. They're okay. All good. Let's dry these off. I do need an implement. Let's have a look what's going on. Oh, yeah, that's all going on well. So I don't know if you can see this. This is our rice cooking. And you can see we've got tons and tons of stuff in there. I'm going to take my spoon out. Now, we're just going to prepare our potatoes quick because we're going to be doing this in the sort of last minute. So I've got some potatoes. We can do some spicy potatoes. Where shall I move that? Shall I just put it on there for now, Kath? So potatoes, really, really, really easy. We're going to cut them into wedges. Really, really easy way of doing that. We're going to cut them in half. We're going to lay them out. We're going to cut them in half again. And then we're just going to do like a little side angle like that. Going to turn that round. And actually what you end up with is some perfect wedges. Now, as I've always said with potatoes, if you're going to fry potatoes, you've really got to put them in some water, get the starch out. These, normally I would boil. Well, I say sometimes, normally I would boil them. Sometimes I would boil them. Sometimes if I haven't got time, I don't. I just fry them at a lower temperature and then bring that temperature up. So I'm only doing a few of these because we've got Mum and Dad coming round to eat this. I think Oscar's coming back a little bit later. He's going to eat some of it. So let's get that in a bowl. Let's get a big bowl. Get these potatoes in there. And we're going to go over to the sink and we're going to give these a bit of a wash out. So this is 3 potatoes I'm using. That gives you actually quite a lot of chips. But what we do need to do is get all the starch off these. So I'm like agitating them a little bit. I'm taking the piss out of them. That's agitating them, honestly. Right, and I'm just going to leave that in some water just over there until I'm ready. Right, let's go back to our rice. How's our rice doing? Yeah, it's doing well. So my rice, I've got my rice in there. I've got some peas, I've got some mushrooms, I've got some red onion, I've got some chilies, I've got some tomato, I've got some peas. all looking good, smelling lush. What we haven't got is a massive amount of spices that we're using with this. Now, one of the things I will be using is some crushed chilies. I was going to actually put a little bit of that in my, so this is onion granules. I'm going to show you that on the camera. If you've seen these before, onion granules, sort of, I don't know, granules of onion, I suppose, but it just gives you that really, really nice, sort of strong onion taste. So let's give that a mix round. Sorry. Right, let's give this a, right, we're going to turn the rice down now because it's cooking well. Right, let's get on with our salsa. So, got a nice avocado. So I'm making this for Oscar because he does love an avocado salsa. So I'm not going to explain how you open an avocado or anything like that because it's pretty damn obvious. But there we go. That's how we do it. We need a little bowl, and a spoon. This is really, really simple. So we're going to scoop out our avocado. I'm going to scoop it onto the work surface first. And there we go. There's one. Scoop that one out, and there's a second. So it's going to roughly chop this through. Oh, these are really, really creamy, falling apart in my hands. And that's going to go into my bowl. Now again, I'm using a lot of the same ingredients we were using before. So I've got some red onions going into this. That's a little handful. I've got a few green chilies going into this. Got a little bit of tomato. And these are all things that have gone into our other ingredients. So these are all here. And I did have some, where are my red chilies gone? Oh, I've used them all up, haven't I? Oh well. Let's put a few more green chilies in there. Now with that, we're going to put some salt and pepper. So nice old squidge of pepper. Got some salt here. A little handful of salt. All good. Anything else going in there? No. Let's get a fork out, and we're just gonna blend this around. And then our last little addition to this is going to be some olive oil. So I'm going to put a bit of olive oil in there. Now you know, this is just my recipe. You can put garlic in this. You can pretty much anything you want. I'm going to put a little bit of a squeeze of lemon, which reminds me of my gin and tonic. Cheers, guys. Chin chin. Right, I'm just going to start smashing this up a little bit. There we go. So the rice is doing well. Rice is doing well. We're going to have to get that in a minute. Now it's not going to dry out that rice. It's not going to be the rice that we have when we do a curry where we cook it in the butter and it comes out and it's all really, really dry. We sort of don't really want that because we're going to put it in the oven and we do want it to steam cook, if you like, rather than sort of roast. So there's my little salsa. I'm going to get my little salsa dish out. I have a little salsa dish here. So a bit more mushing. Let's get this into our little dish a little bit more carefully. There we go. It is a small dish, Kath, yeah. Right, and then what we're going to do over the top of that is we've got some crushed chilies. Again, you know, all this stuff I buy from Sainsbury's. This is an 85. It's all right. I like this thing. 85p crushed chilies. There's a few of those. Going to go over the top of that. That's a lovely dish. Right, let's see how. Oh yeah, rice is doing well. Now, what you want to be doing now is you want to be testing this rice because you don't really want to be putting uncooked rice into your peppers. So we're going to have almost there. I mean, again, the idea of this meal is to have everything a little bit crunchy. We don't want just a big sloppy sort of mess in there. Right, let's do a bit of clearing up. And maybe what we've got to do is get our, let's go over here, is get some of our bits and bobs on. So maybe we get some, maybe get some of our fritters on. So let's see if we've got a little bit of gas left. We have. It's all looking good. Right, we've got some gas left, brilliant. Let's move this over and let's get our peppers out the oven. Oh, fire in the hole. Now, let's have a look at these, Kath. Can you see that on the overhead? What you'll see is we've actually drained out quite a bit of the water. It's actually sort of baked out. So what I'm going to be doing is getting myself a, see the biggest one in the house, one of these. And we're just going to pour that water out. There we go. That's got a lot of water in that one. Excellent. So we've got our peppers. Let's put our dish away. We're heating up our griddle. Let's put a bit of butter on this. There we go. And we've got our rice mixture. Now, one of the things I'm going to do now is flavour this rice mixture up. So I need a bowl. Oh, all right, okay. It's going to be the big dog bowl, I'm afraid. Let's take that off. So, I'm going to put this into here. I'm just going to take this over to the sink a minute. Let's put it out of the way. Oh. Now what I've got is I've got some ricotta cheese. Let's have a look at this, Kath. Got some ricotta cheese. Oh, there we go. Can't put it down because it's gonna burn me. There we go, ricotta cheese. And we're gonna get a spoon of this. And we're gonna put it into our mixture. Let's put the lid back on. And we're gonna mix this ricotta cheese up with our rice. See? And again, you see, I've just noticed I need double the amount there, so let's put another squid. So we're mixing this round, and I can feel that it's nice. I can feel the chickpeas in there. I can feel that this isn't just a big mush of stuff. What it does need is a big old handful now of coriander, which is that herb that makes everything taste really nice and fresh and makes everything look good. So let's get rid of a few things. That's getting hot, that's good. Right, let's going to stuff our peppers now. So I'm going to take a pepper out. Do I need to move anything, Kathy? Are you seeing everything all right? Shall I do that? Is that better? So let's get a pepper out. Let's fill it. Let's put it back in. Another pepper. I'm going to bring all this up here because I'll do this a little bit quicker. So we're just literally sticking our mixture into there. Okay, so another one. Let's get another one out. That's a small one. Our fourth pepper. And then our last one. Let's get that out. So over the top, I think that's the way to do it. There we go. So we're going to put all these back in now. And what we're going to do, actually, is we're going to turn the oven off and we're going to put the grill on. So I'm going to open that up a little bit. There we go. So I've stuffed all the peppers, as you can see. I'm now going to put, so we've got, let's turn that down, because we've got a bit of a burn going on. We've got some dried grated hard cheese, which is another word for cheap Parmesan, basically. We're going to open this up, and we're going to just Parmesan the top of them. And what that's going to do is it's going to make a bit of a crisp, I'm hoping. It's 8:30, Kath telling me. Are you hungry, Kath? Is that what you're telling me that? Hi, Beatrice, how you doing? Thanks for coming on. Nice to see you. come and visit us soon. We were taking Louis up to Oxford in a week's time, so maybe we could pop up and visit you. So we've got these 6 chili, 6 peppers. We're going to put them in the grill. Now remember, don't really need to be baked because we have baked them. We've baked the peppers beforehand, so they're nice and soft. We've cooked everything inside. That's all going to be nice and soft. Right, let's do a little bit of a tidy up. Let's just. I'm not going to scrape the board with Louis's knife because he'll be running down and saying, "What are you doing, Dad?" So let's get all this in here. Right, let's get over here and let's have a look at our corn fritters. Now we're going to start cooking them over here. So I'm going to get myself a ladle out, and we're going to ladle this mixture basically onto our one there. 2 there. Yeah, I think we're going to do 5 altogether. And I'm going to turn the heat back up. Right, let's put that away. We've got our potatoes here. They've been nicely cooling down. Now, de-starched, that's correct. Now, as you know, what we've got to do is got to dry these off. And we've got to get a pan on. So let's get our fryer out of there. Right, what I'm going to very, very quickly do is take these out, and I'm just going to raise. And this is purely a time thing. We haven't got a great deal of time, so I'm just going to raise this up a little bit. And put these back on the top. We'll forget about those for 10 minutes. We'll see. Okay, they're doing well. Let's get our chips on. So with chips, you've got to dry them off. So we've got a tea towel. We've got our chips. These are our wedges. And what I'm going to do is distribute them like that and give them all a really nice dry off. The main reason for this is to get rid of the starch on them, but it's also, when you put them in the pan, it's going to really, really drop, if there's any water on there. Oh, we've got explosions going on, that's good. I think that was a corn exploding, Kath. So we've got our potatoes ready to go in. We could have a look, see what's going on. Oh, yes. Looking good, looking good. I'm just loosening them up. Yeah, I'm a little bit worried that it's all going to fail on TV, and I'm going to flip them over, and it's all going to go horribly wrong. You've got to be a little bit careful. This is a little bit like popping corn. I have been hit twice so far. It's not funny, Kath. You might have to come and take over if I get hit in the eye by a piece of rogue corn. Right, so let's get our thermometer out. So I was a little bit premature with this. Oh, I know what I haven't done. Haven't opened my bottle. What are we drinking today? Well, we're drinking this. This is a little bit of a nod to Lisa Marie, who is normally our vegetarian chef. She's on holiday for a month, whole month. I hope you're enjoying it, Lisa. We're missing you. I'm having to cook vegetarian, but you know, we're enjoying it. This is going to be a lovely meal. But I know the fabulously vegetarian Lisa Marie does like her Prosecco. So I say, as a nod to her, that's what we're going to be drinking. This was a £6.99 Sainsbury's special. To be truthful, I don't know whether Prosecco tastes any different, but I'm going to fire it into the camera. Ready? Camera one. Ready? Ugh. I don't know what was so funny about that. Right, I'm on my fritters. They do look good, don't they? Right, how's the Okay. I'm going to have a glass of this first, Kath. I know you're hassling me for the time, but I know, I've gone, I've disappeared. I can have a glass of this. I'll put it over here, cheers. Thanks everyone for watching. Gas seems to be holding out, which is good. What temperature are we on? Oh, we're on 105-ish. So, oh, what's this like? £6.99, it's lovely. All tastes the same Prosecco to me. It's very, very nice though. Yeah, some smoother than others. That doesn't seem to be wanting to cook very fast, but I think we've still got our chips to do. Let's get a plate out, because I think we're going to have to perhaps do a few more of these fritters. Where's my implement, Kath? There it is. Pardon? Let's go back to the fritters. See, I'm liking the look of those on top, you see, like that. So a couple of these are going to go on the plate. Actually, I'll put them all on the plate for now. They're looking good. I'm liking that. Right, let's put some more on. Let's put some more on. Mum and Dad are coming over for dinner, so well, that's not the bowl I want, is it? Where's the bowl I want, Kath? There it is. So Mum and Dad are coming over for dinner, so they're going to want a few of these. So let's get a few more on. Just doing this with a ladle. There we go. That's going to be a small one there. Right, that can go away. Right, I think we're good for our chips. We are about 145 degrees. Let's get rid of the corks. We don't really want to cook the corks. So we're going to get these chips. I'm going to pour them in like that. Always do it like that. Don't know why. Probably not a good idea. Let's get a contraption to. It's one of those. Let's get these chips cooked out. How's our, let's get a plate out as well. Let's start plating up, can't we? So, let's get a couple of these nice fritters on there. I'm going to lose that one. I'm going to put that one on a little plate because it's a little bit too much, two of those. So, let's put that over there. Yeah, they're all going good. You see what the, I don't know if you can see, but the baking powder that I put in there has sort of puffed everything up a little bit. It's sort of made them, I don't know, it's given them a bit of air, if that's the right word. You can cook them as, yeah, I mean, we're using the grill, the griddle because it looks good, but yeah, you can cook them in a saucepan, in a frying pan, sorry, obviously not in a saucepan. Sophie, cheers. Beatrice, cheers. Thank you very much for watching, you guys. I'm not a great fan of Prosecco. It's a little bit, I don't know, a little sharp for me. How are we doing? See, we've done everything. Can we just wait for the potatoes? Why don't I just tidy up? Sorry? My hard cheese is where? Oh, is it? Okay, so I moved my hard cheese. Right, Kathy wants me to tidy up now. I'm going to have to pull my trousers up a little bit because my radio mic and my headphone mic, and as I'm skinning, my trousers are falling down. Okay, I'm going to do a little bit of a clear up then. Anyone got any questions? Go on then, pretend you're a questioner, Kath. Ask me a question. How long do chips like that normally take? It's a very good question because what we're doing is we're cooking them inside first. So what I'm hoping is that, I'm not triple cooking them now. I'm not triple or double cooking them. Should have done. Should have boiled them off first really because we would be waiting around. Oh, let's have a look at our, where's our, let's have a look at these. Let's have a look at these. Oh, yes. Looking good. What you're going to get is you're going to get this sort of pancake bit at the bottom. You don't want to cook them too much at the top and then you can flip them over and they'll look good. Oh, yeah, that's doing well. I'm just going to have a quick peek in the oven. Oh, yes, yes, yes. Looking fabulous. Right, so we're just waiting for the chips, really. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go and get my... No, I'm not, because I've used it all up. I'm going to get my salsa. the little teaspoon. Yeah. Get my salsa, and my salsa's just gonna, a little bit of salsa on that there, a little bit of salsa on that. This is your plate, Mum and Dad, so a little bit of red onion over the top. And a little bit of chilli. Right, should we get our peppers out, Kath? Let's get our peppers out. I think they're ready. I'm going to have to do the chips right at the end. But I'm going to put them right. Oh, they're very, very hot. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Let's get this oven off. So let's take one of these out without it collapsing. Right, let's have a look at our. Yeah, they're all good. So I think we can successfully turn our griddle off. Let's put some of these on the top. Let's get some of these peppers out. Oh, so I'm going to be serving a big one and a small one. I think an orange and a red one. There we go. Orange and a red one. Let's get rid of that. How are our chips doing? They're doing pretty well. Oh, yes. Right, I'm going to get myself a little bowl and some kitchen towel. Have we got a bowl ready? Yeah, oh, we have. Good Lord. Right, we're going to take these chips out. I'm going to use my big scooper. Rich, where's my big scooper, Kat? Oh, there's my big scooper. There it is. There it is. Sophie, I used frozen sweet corn. I took it out of the freezer at about 4 o'clock, put it in a bowl. Didn't cook it because it's going to be cooked anyway. But yeah, this was a recipe that Jeannie, my mother-in-law, gave me. Right, so we've got our potatoes. Now, how do we make these? Let's turn that off. How do we make these interesting? It's a very good question. What we do is we use some of this stuff. Now, you can get this in all sorts of varieties. This is, I can't put it down a bit because I'll just burn my fingers, Kath. It's a sweet pepper. It's a sweet paprika. So we're gonna get some of this. Let's open the lid up, and we're just going to do that over my chips. And then, of course, it's no substitute for salt, so we're going to put some salt on this. And we're going to give it a bit of a shake up. Right, I need the tongs, because these are hot. These are hot. And we're going to put a few of these potatoes just in the centre, like that. A couple of these. On the centre like that. And then what we're going to do, we've come up with this cunning plan. I don't know how cunning it is. It's Kathy's cunning plan. Oh, we're going to put a little bit of this on. And we're going to put a little bit of tomato over the top. Freshen that right up. And there we have it, guys. Shall we do the plate shot, Kath? Let's do the plate shot. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. So what we've got is we've got our corn fritters. We cook those with an amalgamate. We put loads of stuff in that. We put onions. We put, obviously, corn. We've got sweet chili in there. We put baking powder in there to get it a little bit fluffy. We put some pepper and some salt and a little bit of flour to bind it all together. And then we fried that in butter on the griddle. You could do that in a saucepan. You don't have to use a griddle. We did some potatoes with it, fairly standard, chop your potatoes up and fry them. We made a lovely salsa here, which is supposed to go on top of your corn fritters. That was just an avocado and some garlic and some red onions and some tomatoes and some peppers and some chilies. And we've got our bell chili peppers, which we've stuffed. We made a rice sort of concoction But we used an awful lot of red onions, and we used some peas, and we used some chickpeas, salt and pepper, some spring onions, and some peppers. It looks fantastic. Can we? Yeah, look at that. That looks lovely. I'm almost a vegetarian. Not quite a vegetarian, Lisa Marie, but I'm almost a vegetarian. So, thank you very much for watching. It's been a good show. I think I've what's the word? I've put myself out there a little bit because I'm used to cooking meats and fast frying stuff. Vegetarian stuff needs a little bit more flavour. It's a little bit more delicate. But what I'm really happy about today is I haven't used any frickin'. I haven't used any fakin'. I haven't used any. I can't think of what the mincemeat equivalent is. Frickin' mincemeat. Is it? What's it called? Vince. It's not called Vince. Vince is a friend of mine. Anyway, none of this fakery, none of this plant-based stuff. Everything I've cooked today is a plant. There's no plant-based stuff. Obviously, we've got a little bit of dairy going in there. But, you know, no frickin', no furky. Furky and fakin' hasn't been in there at all. Let's cut the food. Let's cut the gin and tonic. Let's say thank you very much for watching, everyone. We do appreciate you taking a little bit of time out on a Wednesday to join us. We do our best. It's a bit of a laugh. If you've got any ideas for anything you want us to cook, send them to us, and we'll just ignore them. But subscribe, like us, do all the other things that you need to do on social media. But join us next Wednesday. We'll be doing some fish, I think. I think we're going to be doing Howard's mackerel. Should be a good show. Thanks for joining us, guys. Take care and have a good week. Take care. Bye-bye.